Good evening, I'm Sonia Kaleselvam and this is KiniNews. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has stressed that the Batu Puteh RCI report has nothing to do with political revenge. He also said that he would leave it to the AG to decide on any action over the report.
Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has dismissed claims that the government was targeting former Premier Dr Mahathir Mohamad with the Batu Puteh Royal Commission of Inquiry report. Anwar pointed out that the initial special task force formed to investigate the matter was established during the premiership of Ismail Sabri Yaakob. He told reporters after Friday prayers today that at the time, Larut MP Hamzah Zainudin and Kota Bharu MP Takiyuddin Hassan were the ministers and the findings of the task force were even worse, so there was no need to play up the revenge narrative. He stressed that the issue had nothing to do with political revenge and is instead about territorial sovereignty. When asked whether Dr Mahathir should face action as recommended in the RCI report, Anwar said he is not suggesting anything and to leave it to the Attorney General's chambers to decide. The RCI on Batu Puteh, Middle Rocks and South Ledge, which was declassified on December 5th, has recommended a criminal investigation be launched against the Mahathir. Yesterday, Mahathir hit back at his former cabinet colleagues over the Batu Puteh case, insisting that all agreed with his decision to drop Malaysia's appeal in the case. This came after three of his former ministers alleged that Mahathir merely informed the cabinet of his unilateral decision to drop the appeal.
Muda has questioned the AGC on the withdrawal of the appeal over Zahid Hamidi's VLN case. This was what they had to say on the matter.
The Attorney General's Chamber's withdrawal of its appeal over Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid Hamidi's corruption charges has dented the agency's already tattered image, said Muda. In a statement today, the party said the AGC, which is supposed to act independently, is now being questioned as it seems to be compliant with political pressure. Muda stated that the AGC's decision to withdraw its appeal based on Zahid's representation reflects a serious problem in the nation's legal system. He pointed out that the AGC had said there is no strong basis, but before this, they brought 40 charges to court. They asked why the agency charged Zahid if there is a lack of basis in the first place. Muda added that the case only strengthens the perception that the prosecution is being used as a political tool, where allies are given preferential treatment while critics get prosecuted. The party noted that people will see when high-profile individuals like Zahid get released without his defense being called, while ordinary citizens get punished for lesser crimes. Muda also fired a salvo on Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, urging the former to take responsibility for the matter and provide answers to the public. Yesterday, the prosecution team in Zahid's foreign visa system corruption case withdrew its appeal against Zahid's acquittal in the Court of Appeal. They said they found strong facts and basis under the law to leave the High Court ruling as it is.
If you'd like to access the news like this and more, scan the QR code on the screen and subscribe to Malaysia Kini. Moving on to Papagomo, the blogger was arrested at around 1:30 a.m. by 8 police officers.
Blogger Wan Muhammad Azri, Wan Deris, who is better known as Papagomo, was arrested earlier this morning. In a statement, his lawyer Rafiq Rashid Ali said that Wan Azri was arrested by 8 officers despite having confirmed an appointment with the police at 11 a.m. He added that Wan Azri was issued a one-day remand by the remand court of the Jinjang lockup in Kuala Lumpur. The arrest is believed to have been made following a report lodged earlier this year by a minister. According to Rafiq, the investigating officer informed Wan Azri he was being remanded to assist in the investigation of a case under Section 420 of the Penal Code, which pertains to cheating and dishonesty inducing delivery of property. Those convicted under this section may be punished with imprisonment between 1 to 10 years, whipping and a fine of an undetermined amount.
Jeffrey Kittingan denied claims that he was plotting against the Sabah Chief Minister, saying they were false and politically motivated.
Parti Solidarity Tanah Airku or Sabah Star President Jeffrey Kittingan has denied allegations of conspiring against Sabah Chief Minister Hajiji Noor. He said this in response to a video circulating on social media with a screenshot of a WhatsApp conversation suggesting he had prior knowledge of videos implicating several assembly persons in a corruption scandal. In a statement today, Jeffrey said no such conspiracy exists or has ever existed. He also stressed that Sabah Star and him have fully supported Hajiji as Chief Minister Minister since 2020, and their support has not wavered despite various challenges. He added that the accusation is categorically false, misleading and politically motivated. Jeffrey said he believes it is aimed at dividing GRS and Sabahans as the state election approaches. He claimed a screenshot allegedly dated November 1st, 2024 featured a fragment of a conversation taken out of context to falsely substantiate the accusations. He added that the allegations appear to coincide with recent unfounded accusations against the Sabah state government, which are currently under investigation by MACC, and had trust that the authorities will reveal the truth in due course. Jeffrey reaffirmed his commitment to fostering unity, political stability, and Sabah's continued development. He also called upon the public to remain vigilant against the misinformation and to reject malicious narratives aimed at sowing discord.
The 1MDB trial continued today with Najib denying his involvement in the scandal. He also said that his accusers will face divine judgment for their falsehoods.
Najib Abdul Razak reminded his accusers in the 1MDB case that they will need to answer to God on Judgment Day. He told the Kuala Lumpur High Court today that this is the fate of the alleged perpetrators of the 2.27 billion ringgit abuse of power and money laundering case against him. Najib said his rivals and those who caused injustice against him may be able to convince the world and feel proud of their temporary victory, but they cannot deceive the all-powerful who sees everything. He added that on the day of judgment, they will be held responsible for their lies, treachery, and violation of justice and the law. He said it cannot be denied in his belief that the rulers and those in power, the country's rulers and judges, will be judged and questioned. Najib also listed a few of the alleged accusers of falsehood that would answer to God, among them several key witnesses who testified against him, including 1MDB's former CEOs Shahrul Azral Ibrahim Halmi, his former General Counsel Jasmine Liu, and former Bank Negara Governor Zeti Akhtar Aziz. Najib claimed that they swapped the facts with falsehood and stories for their own freedom, as well as to cover up their weaknesses and mistakes. During the proceedings, Najib also reiterated that he has neither knowledge nor involvement in wrongdoing, and that the embezzlement at 1MDB was solely perpetrated by fugitive business person Joe Low and members of the fund's management.
Back to the Batu Puteh RCI report, Puat Zakashi has questioned a PKR MP's stance on lodging a police report against Mahathir. Let's take a look at what he said.
UMNO Supreme Council member Muhammad Puat Zarkashi has disagreed with PKR MP Hassan Abdul Karim's stance of not reporting Dr Mahathir Mohamad to the police over the decision on Batu Puteh. In a post on Facebook, Puat said Hassan reasoned with Mahathir's contributions were far too great as he made Putrajaya and built highways that MPs used to go back to Perlis and Johor. Puat questioned if the first Prime Minister Tunku Abdul Rahman had not contributed to the nation, claiming that Mahathir had accused Rahman of selling the country's sovereignty to Lee Kuan Yew. Puat was responding to remarks made by Hassan in the Dewan Rakyat yesterday, opposing the Royal Commission of Inquiry's recommendations to report the former Premier to the police. Hassan had said that Mahathir, who is nearly 100 years old, is frequently in and out of the National Heart Institute, and questioned if they are willing to do this to our former Prime Minister. Meanwhile, Amanah Youth Vice Chief Amar Atan also questioned the opposition against lodging a police report against Mahathir. In a statement today, he stressed it has nothing to do with politics, but about seeking justice. He said it doesn't mean they don't recognize Mahathir's past contributions, but it is about showing no one can evade responsibility for their actions. He added that protecting the nation's sovereignty is above any personal interest or loyalty to an individual.
That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Sonia Kalaiselvam. Thanks for watching.